Before we start, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For me, that's the Wangaburra clan.
And for me, it's the Wurundjeri peoples. Do you know when I went to Fiji, I befriended all the locals and gave them my duty-free vodka, and they gave me their proper kava. It wasn't tourist kava. It was the proper kava. And I sat with them and drank it. And I couldn't get up. Couldn't stand up. I'm okay with that. I'm not apologising for it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
You're not apologising.
No, I'm not gonna.
I don't want you ever to apologise.
Thanks. Thanks so much. Anyway, welcome. It's us.
Hey, everybody.
And we're doing the thing. Say hi then. Hi. What?
That stupid episode where you're like, say hi.
Say
hi. Hi, everybody, peeps. We're back for another verse. I think I've said that 1,000 times, but we are back for another verse, actually.
Oh, so many times.
So many times.
And you've just done Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, my God. I have.
Again.
Take 2. I've done Dancing with the Stars.
And you got eliminated.
Second again.
2.
It's the magic number. For me, anyway, but not magic. The opposite to magic. The shit.
For you.
The shit house number.
It was such a shame. I truly believe you were robbed.
Well, look, I think most friends and family have to say that. But in this instance, I can actually happily agree with you. I too believed I got robbed. I think that I worked overtime because last time I was a half version of myself. And this time I just went in there hard out. And look, I had a bloody good time. It was during the pandemic last year. We filmed, had my partner Julian again.
Yeah.
And look, I left. That's okay. Not bitter about it. These things happen. I had a fabulous time. I personally think I danced like a rock star for myself. But you know what I did notice, and I have always noticed?
Wow.
On social media is great, right? You learn so much about things. There's great memes. You have a laugh. But on the downside, people are nasty as thick.
You really are.
So thick and nasty. And particularly to the women variety, or not even just women, those with wombs, those who aren't straight cis men mostly. I just found that my comments, which I don't normally read, but I did because they only posted the dance on Facebook, not Instagram, because of legal reasons, because of the song. So I was like, I want to keep it. So they were like, go to Facebook. And I was like, cool, went. And I thought, oh, let's see. Like, I never go on Facebook. I hate it because it's so nasty.
Me too.
And I was like, I'm going to have a little read it. They're going to love it. Sick. Read it. Holy shit balls.
Yeah.
All people spoke about with me was how ugly I've gotten, how much work I've had, how I look like I was off my head, how shit my dance was and how much I haven't improved. That, number one, I may be uglier, but I definitely improved in the dancing department. You can't take that from me at all.
Definitely.
It was so nasty.
Did they explain why that you looked off your head? You didn't look off your head.
Oh, because
on drugs?
No, just like I wasn't fully there. But I think they got to realize I just danced professionally in front of a live audience, judges who are professional dancers, and cameras. And you're exhausted. You're like a bag of nerves, and you're shaking because you're like, did I just dance? You blank out.
Well, yeah, and you're concentrating.
Yeah, it's like when you get off a roller coaster and you're like,
dizzy. Yeah.
And you just look like you're a crazy person.
Yeah, that's what everyone looks like after they've danced.
And that was me. I was like, yeah, did I do good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were like, is she fully there? And I'm like, well, I'm just crazy as a cut snake anyway. And then add dancing to it and nerves. Like, who cares? But yeah, that's what they said. And then you go look at the fellas and they can do the bare minimum. Literally like a little sidestep and lift up the hot professional dancers. And people are just like, God, he did good. Did you? Wasn't he brilliant? Meanwhile, here's this thing riddled with chronic illness, has been thrown up in the air doing the splits at 31. Oh, she's shit. It's very, very odd to me.
We do like to really bring down women.
So much.
You know, in so many cultures and so many social ways. It just seems to be something that we've always done, like just pick at women mostly for the way they look, and women going against other women, and men being just so incredibly disgusting about how women look or what they're worth. I remember when Sam Armitage was on Dancing with the Stars. My God, the comments were because she is a bigger girl, and the way they described her, it was like you just
How long ago was this?
I reckon maybe 10 years ago.
Well, it's changed a lot now. It's more so they're embracing, thank God, fuller women.
Yeah.
And I'm not like being a victim. I'm not like poor me, but it's just not nice for anybody. Do you know what I mean?
No, well, that's it.
I think we like to see more. What's the word?
Body.
Size. Is it size inclusive?
Well, yeah.
Body positivity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not men, women. You'll read mostly women are like, thank God we see a woman that's
Yeah.
not skinny and blonde on our TV, which is so great. But I'm sure the men still often have loads to say about women's weight. They plan their whole year around talking about women's fucking weight. It's so boring. You know what? The way I look and how much I weigh is the most uninteresting thing about me. It is the most boring thing about me, the way I look.
Yeah.
It's completely boring.
The Daily Mail just did an article. I always get alerts with my name just so I can see. So I always see your articles because my name is often, with yours.
Oh, you poor thing.
No, I mean, I just read these things. But the one that was about me a couple of days ago was about, I think, from one of our podcasts, and then they go through your Instagrams and they just, find the worst photos and then they put this up and that up.
Yes.
The article itself actually didn't bother me. There was a lot of things wrong, like facts were not correct, but I don't care because that's the Daily Mail. The one thing I don't do, and I can't do it, and it's, oh my God, it's so much of me wants to do it, I just will not go and read the comments. I just don't need
you can't
that energy in my life. And I find Facebook's the same. Instagram, I'm fine with reading the comments, but Facebook and articles, just don't do it. Do not do it. Do not put yourself in that position. Don't reply to anyone. I start to think, what would Beyonce do?
Oh my God, that's so clever. God, she would have zero time.
Beyonce wouldn't reply, so I don't reply either.
She would have the zero amount of time to reply to people that are so terribly unhappy.
Yeah, exactly. And like I've said to you so many times in the past, these people do not know you. They don't know you. It is just an opinion at the end of the day, and it says so much more about them than it does about us or whoever they're talking about. And the way I look at it is, do I want that to affect my life? Their opinion. This person who I don't know, do I want to know? No, I really don't. I can go through the rest of my life not knowing what Joe Average thinks about the work I've had done to my face or the weight I've lost or gained. I can go through the rest of my life never knowing. It is not important. And I think that's a good way to live.
Oh my God, 100%. I feel that what people say about you reflects more on them than it does you, right? I mean, I can't imagine sitting behind my keyboard and just absolutely going to town on somebody I know nothing about. I think it's quite nasty, if I'm to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do find that in Australia, we love our men. We love our men. We love a comeback.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to really look at that internalized
and we can forgive men very easily.
Forgive them so easily. Another big one I noticed with SAS, they freaking love a cisgender man redemption story. Old mate, I can't remember his name, but I did so much research on it. And Clem Ford, once again, always preaching Clem Ford. She's the best. I just can't get enough of her content. She's did this whole thing on this guy's past. Can't think of his name. You might know it if I start saying it, otherwise his story is...
Wayne Carey.
Wayne Carey. God, do we love giving him a platform to say the worst thing I've ever done was steal a woman from my mate? You know, I had sex with one of me mates, and that's just shit.
That's what he regrets.
And everyone's like, oh, good on you. Good on you for knowing that you should not steal.
Yeah.
You should steal a woman from a man.
Yeah, and he's still working on TV.
And he gets more of a platform, goes on SAS.
Yeah, and last season they had Sam Burgess.
They clapped hard for that redemption story. But God, not for women. God, a redemption story. Remember that time that she cheated that one time? It's like, oh my God, men do it every damn day.
They do try to do redemption stories for a few women, but we don't know who they are. And I think the first season they did Chappelle Corby, which was good because we kind of saw, you know, her as a human. You know, people will make up their own minds about her anyway. They'll just hate her.
I know.
But I would really like to see SAS get all of these abusive people and get their partners on SAS and show them and their side of the story and watch them go through the trials and become versions of themselves that they never knew that they could be, break through to the other side of these strong, you know, challenges, and watch them become the heroes that SAS paint these bad men as, you know, they redeem themselves and they're heroes by the end. I'd like to see all their partners on a show like that.
Testify.
And let's celebrate them, and wouldn't that be a good show? Let them tell us their side of the story.
This is good. Two sides to every story than the truth, and put them out there and they do get the chance to be the hero. I love that. And we don't have to call it SAS. We can call it something really good.
Yeah.
Something better.
Like men are shit. No, I'm just joking. We've already got that.
Yeah, it's called freaking maths.
We've already got that.
We already got it.
Oh.
Let's finish this week off with something lovely jovely, because it's been a little bit of a clusterfuck of sorrow, I believe.
Oh, I tell you, it has been a wet week in this country.
It's been a very wet week.
I'm not talking about our bladders.
Or our vaginas.
Yeah, which is what releases stuff from the bladders.
Yeah.
We've had absolutely abominable floods again. Like, this just happened, and we're doing floods again, and we've got government's gone into hiding for some reason.
But we're not going to focus on the negativity, because you can literally open up your phone, turn on the news, and that's all we see.
Yeah.
And media is also only showing us what they want us to see too at the moment.
Yeah.
Right now, we've got, you know, people on the ground at Lismore, the community rallying together, which is so beautiful to see, all the mateship and things of that nature. Obviously, the government's crooked. We know that. But to see us all coming together is so beautiful. So we want to talk about the lovely things that have been happening.
Yeah, you know who I absolutely adore, and this group of people are there. They are there so fast with so much help. They are the Sikh volunteers. And they are called, you can find them on Twitter, they're called the Sikh Volunteers Australia. Now, these are a community of Sikh individuals, and they take their vans and they go where the crises are, and they help. They feed people. They go and they make food. So they will go anywhere. So for these Lismore and Ballina stuff that, you know, they're happening, they got straight on the road. It took them 34 hours.
Beautiful.
To drive.
Beautiful souls.
And they finally got there. They set up and they put out the shout out, come get some food. You can donate to them. I remember them finding them during the bushfires. Like, that's when I first came to know about them. They're just such incredible people. And they are on Twitter. You can follow them. You can, they've got these huge vans that say free food on the side of it. And they're just beautiful people. I've always really had a thing for Sikhs. I love Indian food. And every time, I see a Sikh running an Indian like the family running an Indian restaurant, I know that you can go in and you can just start talking to them, and they're just the most beautiful people. Like they really are such a beautiful culture of people. So they're just all about taking care of each other. You know, that's what you do.
We need more of that right now.
So it's really good to see during these times how, because it's inspiring.
Yeah.
The worst thing for someone like me and the people around here down in Melbourne is we're so far away from it. You feel so helpless. So all you can do is donate money.
Yeah.
And that's all I've done. And I'm like, what else can I do? And I share as much
Sharing
as I
is good.
possibly can.
Yeah. But that's all you can do. And you're doing that. And if you can't physically be there, some people can't physically be there. I would love to. It's only down the road from me. Unfortunately, post-surgery, I can't get right in there. Would love to. But for those of us who can't, we do. You can donate or you can share. I think sharing is very powerful.
Donate what you can, or just, do what you can.
Yes, that's what one of the things I wanted. The 45 Fijian workers I saw on Instagram the other day, that alone just made me stop for just a moment, completely get out of the clusterfuck of all the negativity and see these beautiful men singing and offering that. Like music really is such good medicine, and to have them around, you know, singing and chanting, and it was so beautiful. Being positive.
Did you see all the photos and videos of them carrying dogs?
Oh my God, that would have actually made me like die 1,000 deaths. I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, the same as all these people rescuing animals in the Ukraine.
Oh my gosh.
You know, they are not leaving. They are not leaving these animals, other people's animals behind. And, you know, seeing these Fijian men or anyone, just people in their boats, their jet skis, going and picking up a person's
The horses.
dog.
Did you see the horse one?
The horses, the
gosh,
cows.
There's so many beautiful people, and you are like so seen, and we're so like, everybody's so grateful, and the universe would be grateful too. It is very sad that we have been so let down, but
yeah. But people, we shouldn't have to do this, but, you know, GoFundMes and all those kind of things. We need disaster relief.
We pay so much tax.
Yeah, we do. And, you know, these people need real help. So make sure you're pushing your local governments and your federal governments, you know. There's emails,
write 'em a
there are
note.
phone numbers that you can use. So write them a sternly worded letter. What about the Darling Downs farmers?
Tell me about it.
They decided to spread a bit of cheer when their truckload of produce couldn't make it to the markets in Brisbane because of the floods. They had 2,000 sunflowers, which they handed out in local hospitals and aged care homes.
Oh my God, my beating heart.
I mean, it's not much,
but it's beautiful.
But it's so much.
It is.
It's the gestures. It's making people hope. Is such a massive thing for living.
You've got to be hopeful.
Yeah, you have a little bit of hope, and you can go such a long way with
a little hope for tomorrow, a little hope to mask the sorrow.
Yeah. So I have had a dreadful couple of the last fortnight, a bit over a fortnight ago, my beautiful old girl Beverly passed away, and it was not she was sick, but it was not an expected loss. Like, I was really, really fighting for her. She was fighting as well, and it just wasn't meant to be. I only got her when she was 12, and, you know, a lot of people don't know that. I'm a really big person, as you are as well, about adoption and rescue. But I personally think it's really, really incredible to adopt senior dogs and cats. There is just something so special about seeing these animals out in their twilight years and giving them the most beautiful, whatever it is, weeks, months, years that they can possibly have. It is such a, you know, it's a selfish thing for me because I love it. And I know that they're loving it, but I'm loving it. So it is a selfish thing to do, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, my Bev passed away unexpectedly, and that one, I've lost a lot of dogs, as you know.
You have.
That one wasn't was the worst one for me.
Really?
I've not gotten over it, and I've not stopped wanting her back. Like, I want her. Like, I cried last night because I got her ashes yesterday.
Yeah.
So I have other dogs' ashes, but because I'm in Melbourne now, I've different companies doing different these things, and the box I got, the little wooden box, has her ashes, and I didn't know because the other ones that I've had, you can't open them, but this one I could open it, and there was a velvet pouch in there, and inside the velvet pouch is her actual ashes in a clip seal bag.
Oh.
And I have my mum's ashes as well, which I have seen, the actual ashes. And when I pulled Bev's out, they are so small. She was a really small dog, but they were so tiny. And I just held them to my heart. And I was like, what I would do to have you. And I was standing at my bed, because that's every night we would have the same routine, and anyone that ever looked after her, I had to do the routine. My dog sitters, they all knew it. I'd pick her up and I'd go around to the side of the bed and I'd lay her down and I'd give her medicines and eye drops and everything, and then I'd put her nappy on her and then I would lay her on her pillow, and she would start to fall asleep as we stared into each other's eyes.
Stop it.
And every now and then, a lot of the time, I'd take a photo and just put it up on Instagram. It just said Bev, and it was our nightly routine. And I stood next to the bed with her ashes, and I was like, I looked at the bed and I looked at the pillow, and I was like, what I would do. Like, it was so recently that this little bag was alive and something, and I just sat on the bed and thought, I've never wanted someone to come back as much since my mum. Like, I just want those two, but everyone else I've been okay with, letting them go. And those two, just one day to have them come back. What I would do in that one day with the both of them.
Yeah.
And I know that my mum has got her. I know she has, and I've got both of their ashes. So, we're still all so connected. But my God, just that physical, you just want to touch them
her.
again.
Yeah.
So I miss her so much.
I know you do.
So if you've got a baby, whatever you've got, dog, cat, human, bird, rat, whatever you've got, give him a little kiss for me.
Enjoy those little routines.
You never know. You just never know when they go.
You know what? I just had a feeling that maybe Beverly, even though she came in so later on in your life, maybe Beverly was your mum as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That spirit that you needed, even though she was born before your mum passed.
Yeah.
Her spirit came through as Beverly, and that's why you two had this. You have a connection with every dog. I've seen it 1,000 times. I never compete with Yvie with dogs. They're always going to love her more, and I'm fine with that. She's a soul, her soulmate, and her soul is dog. But I feel like Beverly and you had this like extra special bond that maybe that was your mum coming through, and that's why this loss is hitting you so much harder, because I've seen you go through so much loss, and losing your dog is so incredibly hard. It is losing your best friend, and you've had to do it so many times. This one has hit differently. I just feel like maybe that was a little bit of your mum's spirit in there, but now they're together. And could you imagine your mother up there with Beverly on her friggin' lap, having her little tea, maybe even having a cheeky ciggy still? Who knows?
Well, I always said about Bev, if she was a human, she had a human voice. She'd smoke ciggies and play the pokies and wear velour tracksuits.
She would. And they would be able to talk in heaven or in the universal space where we all go. And Beverly and Susan friggin' Beryl She would have an array of dogs that have passed that we have loved with her. She didn't sign up for it by any means. She's like, fuck you, Yvie, but she's got them and they're loving her sick. And that's what you can always think, that Susan Beryl will be looking after Beverly and Oscar and Leon and all the other little babies that have passed.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But it has been a big few weeks, and watching one of your most beautiful soulmates, meaning you for me, go through that is horrible, and you need time to mourn. And dogs are our best friends. So yes, hug them extra tight.
Yeah.
And this is a little tribute for our little special baby girl.
Little Bev, my baby girl.
She's still around.
She is. She is.
Sissy would just be loving you all to herself though, just quietly.
Oh, I tell ya, Sissy has not left my side, and she's just so intuitive. You know, we feel the heat. Sis and I, you know, we're those kind of women, and we lie in bed. Takes her a minute to come to bed because she lies down first and she chews on a dildo for a couple of hours until I go, enough.
That's a Sissy's routine. Beverly's was so different. Sissy's is like, lay down, cool down, all selfish, cool down, chew on me dildo.
Chewing on my dildo for a while until I start licking my paws, and then I'm like, I can hear, Sissy, I know you're licking, you're not chewing. She's like, you got me. So then I would start to fall asleep, and she would, you know, find her way up to the bed, and we'd be quite separated because we both overheat. Not lately. Like it's just a little bit, just like her ear, she'll make sure is touching
just
me.
A little.
Or her paw. Is just, you know, and that she doesn't do that normally. So she's just, you know, putting up with the heat to let me know that I'm here with you.
She loves you more than freaking anything.
More than Macca's. I love her more than
Way
Macca's as well.
That's a huge call.
It's the biggest call I've got. So rest in peace, my beautiful Beverly.
Yes, rest in peace, Queenie.
You were such an angel, and thank you for finding me.